Hello Radiant Souls, welcome to this yoga class. This is a yoga class that my body and myself is craving at the moment, as it is starting to turn summer into autumn, autumn into winter. It's getting super cold and chilly, and in the evenings I just really want a beautiful, slow, relaxing yoga class. So that's exactly what I'm going to give you guys today. I definitely recommend having some blocks nearby, as they're always good to have in a slower, more restorative yoga class. And I also have a blanket, as this class is going to have about a 10-minute meditation in Shavasana at the end, so it's always nice to have a blanket, or you can even do this class in a dressing gown if you really wanted to. Let's get started. In a sitting position, I'm just going to grab one of my blocks here so that I can elevate the hips slightly so the knees drop away, so that I can sit up nice and tall. I'm just going to take a half lotus and bring the palms together in front of you, and just start by rubbing them together just to generate a little bit of heat in the hands. And then we're going to place that heat onto the chest. Bring one hand on top of the other. Take a nice big inhale, exhale, and one more time, rubbing the palms together. And bringing the heat to the eyes, bring the palms on top of the eyes, close the eyes. Again, take a nice big inhale. Exhale, softly blink the eyes open, keep the hands where they are. And as you lower your hands down, just take the gaze with the hands. Inhale, both arms come up and overhead, look towards your hands. Palms touch, exhale, hands travel down the center of the heart space. Now bringing both hands on top of the knees, close down the eyes. And slowly just start to bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. And start to drop the chin down towards the chest as you rock the head to the other side. And just start to connect your breath with your movement as you exhale, drop the chin. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, lower the chin. Inhale to the other side. Just a couple times, rocking back and forth. And the next time your right ear is to your right shoulder, you can just extend the left fingertips down to the side. Start to drop the right hand down to the other side. Inhale, left arm comes up and overhead. Looking towards the ceiling, roll the left shoulder back. Inhale, bring both arms towards the sky. Exhale, hands travel down the center. Drop the hands to the knees, drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Maybe walking the right fingertips to the other side. Start to extend the left hand. Inhale, right arm up and over. Inhale, both hands towards the sky. Exhale, hands travel down. I'm just going to remove our block here. Coming down to lay on our backs. And just bringing the soles of the feet flat to the mat. We're going to lift the hips and drop them over to the right, trying to bring the tailbone flat to the mat. Extending the feet to the top left corner of the mat. And then also bringing the hands to the elbows, lift the chest and bring it to the left. So this is kind of like a banana shape we're creating with the body. And just close down the eyes. And you can always lift the right leg and hook it over the left. Try and roll the right hip down. And just breathing slowly in and out of your nose. Connecting with your breath. And connecting with yourself. Feeling that nice stretch down the right side body. And we'll stay here for a few rounds of breath. And as we go into this slower practice, it's a great opportunity to take your focus inwards. Just taking your mind's eye to the landscape of you. And just being completely selfish in this moment, taking this time for yourself. No other worries, nothing else you need to be doing right now. And slowly start to make your way back to center. You can keep the elbows, the hands holding onto the elbows. Bring the soles of the feet flat. Inhale, lift the hips, drop them over to the left. Extend the legs to the right. Lift the chest, coming into that banana shape. Again, if you want to hook the left leg over the right, you can do that. Rolling the left hip down. And stay here for some rounds of breath. And just start to take a nice big inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, slowly unraveling the body, coming back to center. Draw both heels in towards the glutes. And then bringing the soles of the feet together, coming to Supta Baddha Konasana. Allow the knees to naturally fall away from each other. And your hands can rest on top of your belly or they can just rest either side. You can use any blocks or pillows underneath the knees if you need to. And we're not trying to force our body to do anything here, we're just allowing gravity to gently pull the knees closer towards the ground. Just try and soften your shoulders and your arms. And with each exhale, allow yourself to melt into the mat. And you can slowly start to guide the knees together by bringing the hands to the backs of the thighs, drawing the knees in towards each other. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Maybe lifting the head off the mat so you can reach for opposite elbow. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then bringing the hands to the backs of the thighs. Let's just rock up to a sitting position. And then coming over the knees, coming to an all fours position. Couple rounds of cat-cow. Really nice slow movements between your cat and cow as you inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, round the spine. And taking one last round. Come back to a neutral spine. Keep the hips where they are, but step the hands forwards. And start to lower the chest down, coming to a puppy pose. I'm going to give the option here if you have blocks and you want to use them to get into a bit of a deeper stretch. You can bring them underneath the hands, choosing the height of your block. And just sinking the chest down towards the earth. And you can keep your gaze lifted towards the top of your mat, or you can just rest the forehead down. And just try and stick with the stretch, using your breath to help you ease into the pose, sending the breath wherever you feel this most in your body. Inhale, start to push into your hands, lift the chest. Just moving the blocks to the side if you had those. And then we're going to come all the way down onto the belly. Bring the forearms out in front for a Sphinx pose. Pushing into the tops of the feet, shine the heart space forwards. And you can stay here or you can push into the hands to lift the forearms. Roll the shoulders onto the back body, pull the elbows in towards each other. And exhale, lowering the chest. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck under the toes. We're going to push all the way back to a downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal into your feet. Maybe sway the hips a little bit side to side. Any little movements that are feeling good in your body. And then come to a still downward facing dog. Start to bend into the right leg. Pull the right knee in towards the right arm as you drop the leg down. We're landing it in a pigeon pose. So just walking the left leg back. And the aim is to get this front shin parallel to the short edge of your mat. If this doesn't feel accessible, you can walk the heel in towards the hip, and you can always have a block underneath your right hip here. So just take any small little adjustments you need to here. And I'm actually going to reach for this so that I can rest my chest down, just making it a little bit more comfy, as we're going to stay here for a few rounds of breath. Maybe you lower your forehead down, your forearms. Try and roll the left hip down. And come back to that slow, connected breath. And this pose might feel quite uncomfortable for you at the start, but just try and breathe into it. And with a little bit of time, you'll find that a little bit more space is created in the body, a little bit more ease. Just try and soften all the muscles. Relax into the shoulders and the arms. And just let yourself be heavy. And just one last minute here. Start to take a really big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale, start to push into the arms. Lifting the chest. Tuck the back toes, slowly making our way back to a downward facing dog. Maybe it feels good to sway your hips side to side. Just trying to find a bit of neutral here in down dog before we move to the other side. And come to some stillness. Start to bend into the left leg, pull the left knee in towards the left arm, drop the leg down, extending the right leg behind. And again, just take any little adjustments you want to here. Any props, pillows, blocks. And then again, we're just going to lower down wherever you were the first time. And we'll stay here again for a couple of minutes. One more minute in this pose. And start to take a nice big inhale. Exhale, sigh out your mouth. Inhale, start to lift the chest. Tuck under the toes. Push your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Oh, it feels so good to stay in a pigeon pose for a little while. We're just going to drop the knees down. We're going to come to a sitting wide leg pose. And I'm actually going to use the blanket here because I am cold. I'm going to wrap it behind me. So taking the legs as wide as you can, maybe reaching for a couple blocks as well. I'm going to bring one to the inside of the left leg, bring my left forearm down, inhale the right arm up and over, reaching for the left toes. Try and roll the right shoulder open. And you can move the block if you feel like you have the space to go deeper. And the aim here isn't to get the hand to touch the foot, because you can do that quite easily by dropping the shoulder down. But we're aiming to open the chest here for a big side body stretch. And inhale, start to lift the chest. Now bringing both blocks either side of the left leg, or you don't have to use any blocks at all. We're just going to bring both forearms down onto the blocks, taking a bit of a hamstring stretch here. And just release the crown of the head down. It's okay to have a bit of a round in the spine here. And just take a nice big inhale. And exhale, soften into the body. With each exhale, just allow yourself to drop a little bit deeper into the stretch. On your next inhale, start to lift the chest. Coming to the other side, bringing the block to inside of the right calf. You can drop the right forearm down, inhale, left arm comes up and over, reaching for the right toes. Rolling the left shoulder open. And if you feel like you don't need the block and you have the space, you can just drop down onto the forearm. Inhale, start to lift. Reaching for both blocks, putting them either side of the leg. And just dropping both forearms down onto your blocks. Release the crown of the head down. Softly close your eyes. Flexing into both feet. And just relax any tension that you might be holding in your right leg. You can always have a little micro bend in this leg here to help. And exhale, go a little bit deeper. Inhale, start to lift the chest. Coming to our full forward fold here, so you can have blocks, pillows, anything. Just start to release the forearms, the hands down. Maybe wiggling the hips side to side if that feels good. You can always make a little pillow for the forehead here as well. And just try and soften into the shoulders and the arms. Soften into the legs. And we're going to be here for a few rounds of breath. So in that time, maybe you feel like you can slowly, gradually move the arms away from the body, the blocks away from the body. Start to deepen the breath. Take some nice full cycles of breath. And just try and make them circular. No pause at the top of the inhale or the bottom of the exhale. Inhale, start to walk the hands back towards the body. And just really slowly bring the feet towards the body, bending into the knees. Maybe it feels good to just rock them side to side. And then we're going to make our way down onto our backs again. And I am going to put the blanket over me here. Let's just hug both knees in towards the chest. Maybe a little rock side to side. And then keep the left knee in towards the body, extend the right leg long. Take a supine twist, guide the left knee across, extend the left arm out. Lift the gaze and just draw your focus towards your left hand. You can close down the eyes. Inhale, start to come back to center and we'll switch sides. Hug the left knee in, hug the right knee in, extend the left leg long. Start to draw the right knee across the body, extend the right arm out, lift the head, take the gaze over to the right. And softly close the eyes. Start to come back to center. And we're just going to land in our Shavasana. Take any final little adjustments you want to make. If you want to bring a bolster underneath the knees, pillow under the knees, pillow under the head. And just rest your arms either side of the body or hands on top of the belly. And just soften all the muscles around the face. Soften your jaw. And release the tongue off the roof of your mouth. And relaxing your whole body. You can just take any little fidgets, adjustments you need to support your stillness for this last meditation. And then we're here, we arrive. And the invitation is to allow yourself this time, this space. An invitation to be here, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually. And just try and keep your awareness to what's happening right now. Using your breath to guide you to this present moment, to yourself. On your next exhale, start to take a really big full inhale into the belly, into the chest, and when you get to the top, hold your breath just for a couple of seconds. And exhale, let it all go. At the bottom of the exhale, push all of the air out and hold. One more time, just like that. Fully inhale into the belly, into the chest. Hold at the top. And exhale, let it all go. Holding at the bottom of the exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just return back to a normal breath and start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Slowly starting to wake the body up. And just slowly start to hug the knees in towards the chest. As you slowly rock onto one side, you can cradle the head, making yourself a little pillow with the hands. And keeping your eyes closed, start to transition back to a sitting position. Keeping the eyes closed. Cross the legs or find a half lotus, a full lotus. Rest the hands on top of the knees. And let's close the practice with one full cycle of breath. Take an inhale. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. Draw your hands to Anjali Mudra. Bow down. Namaste. Oh, I feel so relaxed and so ready for bed now. That is such a beautiful class to be able to do to help you have a really restful sleep. So I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I will see you another time on the mat. Namaste.